What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the sad truth about John Cena's retirement, Gunther is the new legend killer, a huge WWE push incoming, is WWE burying a former world champion, The Undertaker teasing something huge, The Rock's daughter Ava confirms a relationship with an NXT wrestler, big names set for the Royal Rumble, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at the sad truth about John Cena's retirement. Now, we're only just 5 days away from John Cena's retirement from wrestling in WWE. John Cena is now doing what is his final rounds of interviews and appearances as an active WWE superstar, and Cena recently appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience and relayed quite a sad fact about his whole retirement, in that in just a few short weeks, fans will simply forget about his retirement and nobody will give an F. I'm going to retire on the 13th. They will be moved on by the Royal Rumble. That is real facts. By the Royal Rumble and the road to WrestleMania, nobody gives a f because they're focusing on what the show is. Now, whilst the start of the year is probably one of the most exciting periods in WWE, with the start of the Rumble and the road to Mania, the WWE machine will have quickly shifted focus away from Cena's retirement, which is no doubt one of the biggest things to happen in the last 10 years of WWE. Sadly, the fact that this whole retirement is happening on pretty much a throwaway episode of Saturday Night's Main Event and not a PLE cements the idea that Cena will be leaving WWE with a fizz, not a bang. Whilst we could have WWE have a true celebration of Cena in the ring, followed by the many superstars coming out to congratulate him, maybe past and present, Cena never really wants the attention truly put on himself, and this whole retirement tour was to try and give back to the future stars of WWE. But for many fans, it's truly the end of an era. Many fans feel that this is their own retirement tour of sorts, that is watching WWE. Some fans have commented that once Cena retires, they have no desire to watch WWE anymore, as Cena represents a symbol of time in WWE, an interest that will extinguish with a lot of fans come December 13th and not look back. Will any of you stop watching WWE because Cena's retiring? Next up, Gunther the new legend killer. At WWE are heavily teasing the idea that Cena is going to tap out at Saturday Night's Main Event. Gunther would declare that he's going to make Cena finally give up, and now in an exclusive promo posted to the Ring General's social media pages, he's now doubled down on his ambitions to make the GOAT tap out. Hey John, did you see that? I told you, pay attention. Made it at my foot. You will give up. You will tap. You will give up for good. As Cena has only tapped out a handful of times in his career, 4 to be exact, and for the man who prides himself on never giving up, tapping out in his final match would be kinda poetic. Fans on social media have been highly critical of the idea of Cena tapping out, as some say it's going too far and completely annihilates Cena's babyface integrity. These fans do have a solid argument, and it may be in WWE's best interest if they have Cena pass out rather than tap out. Cena himself may push to tap out. Cena is the king of giving back to WWE, and he may be under the impression that it makes Gunther look as strong as possible if he taps out. With that being said, if this occurs, it's possible that it leaves a negative mark on the end of Cena's final run, which WWE will want to avoid at all costs. Gunther is clearly being presented as the modern day legend killer. He's retired Goldberg earlier in the year, and now he's set to retire Cena this Saturday. There are also rumors that Gunther is now going to face AJ Styles at WrestleMania, as it's believed that WrestleMania 42 will act as AJ Styles' final ever Mania. Now, we do have the heavily rumored match versus Brock Lesnar, and some rumors are indicating that this is being saved for SummerSlam instead. However, it's worth noting that no official reports have circulated related to the future of that dream match. Next up, major WWE contract news. Now, there's some major WWE contract news, and it relates to a member of the MFTs. Since JC Mateo signed with WWE, not much has been revealed when it comes to his contractual agreement with WWE. However, thanks to a new report from Fightful Select, that has now changed. According to the reputable site, Mateo signed a 3-year deal with WWE. Jeff Cobb is firmly planted on the SmackDown brand, and we've gained more details about his signing. WWE sources claim to Fightful that Cobb signed a 3-year deal upon coming to WWE, which will take his contract into the spring of 2028. Cobb has been a part of Solo Sikoa's MFT faction ever since he showed up in WWE. Now, this comes as somewhat of a surprise, as based on the way WWE had presented him, it wouldn't have come as a shock to hear that it was a short-term deal. Mateo is one of the more underutilized names on the entire roster, as despite acclaimed work outside of the WWE bubble as Jeff Cobb, his WWE output has yet to connect to the live crowd. A lot of fans have stated that the writing was on the wall when Mateo wrestled his first match in street clothes, and when the first match was extremely underwhelming, the audience instantly decided that he was a name that they weren't going to care about in any capacity. And they could always repackage Mateo in 2026, but it appears that they're comfortable presenting him as the pin eater in the MFT stable. Next up, a huge WWE push incoming. Now it's official, Cody Rhodes will take on Femi at Saturday night's main event this weekend. This is without a doubt the biggest match of Femi's career, and the story of the match will focus on change. And according to Femi in an outstanding social media promo, change is coming, and it's coming for the main roster. The biggest factor is change. Change came knocking at the door of Ricky Saints tonight, and it asked for his title, and he had no other choice but to relinquish, because change always wins. When change met the dinosaurs, he sent the meteor. When change met the man in the Old Testament, he sent the flood. And when change comes to the main roster asking for Cody Rhodes, he will send the ruler the destroyer, bring out war over Fenny. But there are calls for fans to see WWE take the Cena vs Kevin Owens approach in the match by having Femi beat Rhodes clean. Whilst Rhodes is indeed the entire face of WWE, losing to an up-and-coming star won't kill his credibility, and it could easily set up a ready-made feud for when Femi is eventually called up to the main roster. One likely approach WWE takes is a non-finish, as this will protect both reigning champions. It is kind of somewhat disappointing, but somewhat understandable. Another approach WWE could take would be to have Drew McIntyre interfere. McIntyre is currently in the midst of a blood feud with Rhodes, and him costing Rhodes the big match could be a big way to have Femi pick up the win. The issue with this is that it doesn't do a great deal for the babyface Femi to win via interference, so it'll be interesting to see what WWE has planned for the big show. The current card for the show looks to be Cena vs Gunther, Cody Rhodes vs Femi, and Sol Ruka vs Bayley. Due to the show only being a 2-hour special, it seems unlikely that any additional matches are going to be added, especially because Cena's final match will probably take up the majority of the runtime. The initial plans for the show call for the entire 2-hour broadcast to revolve around Cena, but Cena himself didn't want this idea, and it was his idea to have the NXT vs main roster showcase matches on the show. Next up, WWE troll fans. John Cena's final run has certainly been a mixed bag, as some fans are insanely disappointed with the way WWE, specifically Triple H, has presented Cena in 2025, and it's easy to see why. Well, to make things even worse, yesterday WWE will post a best-of compilation for Cena's final run on their YouTube channel. A lot of fans are under the impression that WWE were trolling them with some of the inclusions in the video. For whatever reason, they decided to include the infamous matches against the likes of Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, and R-Truth. Now, whilst the Mania match versus Rhodes did see Cena win the WWE title, it was labelled by many as one of the worst Mania main events of all time, and it's a surprise that WWE are proud to include this in a special compilation video. Next up is WWE burying a former world champion. Now, over the weekend, statistics surfaced relating to The Miz's win-loss record in WWE. Despite The Miz being a former 2-time WWE champion, he's had one of the worst win-loss records in 2025 out of anyone in the entire company. According to official data, Miz has lost 86% of his matches in 2025, which naturally leads to a speculation that WWE and Triple H could be burying him. It's clear that The Miz is mainly used in the modern era to put over new talent, and whilst this is admirable, The Miz still has so much to offer, so it's a shame that he's relegated to losing virtually every match imaginable. Still, it could be worse, as Tongalo has lost 92% of his matches in 2025. The absolute GOAT. Now, it's also revealed that 4 names are set to finish 2025 with a perfect win-loss record. These names are AJ Lee, Apollo Crews, Brock Lesnar, and reigning WWE US Champion Ilya Dragunov. Next up, The Rock's daughter Ava confirms her relationship with NXT wrestler. NXT General Manager Ava and NXT star Tatiana Dumas have officially confirmed they are now a couple. The two launched a joint Instagram account called Big Ups, where they're now sharing personal snapshots of the relationship. Massive congrats to the happy couple. Next up, big names set for the Royal Rumble. Now, earlier today, a poster for the Royal Rumble 2026 surfaced online. Whilst WWE hasn't confirmed the validity of the poster, it's said to have come from the Visit Saudi Arabia team and could be legitimate. Now, if the poster is official, it confirms top names such as Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar will be indeed working the Royal Rumble and could potentially be in the Rumble match itself. But one notable omission from the poster is LA Knight, and he isn't featured in any capacity. This perhaps suggests that LA isn't a favourite for the matchup, which will no doubt upset a lot of his core fanbase. Another top name left off the poster is Randy Orton, which comes as a major surprise as Orton remains one of the biggest names left under WWE contract. Next up, The Undertaker is teasing something huge. Now, what exactly is WWE Hall of Famer The Undertaker teasing on his social media channels? The dead man posted some bizarre images to his page yesterday, and due to the striking nature of the images, this led to some speculation that the dead man is coming out of retirement for one match, or is even going to potentially be involved in the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Okay, these rumors seem a little bit far-fetched, as the dead man himself has stated numerous times that he's glad he retired, and his body can't possibly compete in one more match, and that likely extends to taking a few bumps in the annual Royal Rumble match. However, the dead man posted images from his final ever match, that being versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36. It was all then but confirmed that The Undertaker wasn't in fact coming out of retirement. But what exactly is going on with these teases? Well, it appears that AJ is going to appear on The Undertaker's weekly podcast. As for the topic for the podcast, it's no doubt going to be The Undertaker's final ever match from the year 2020, the Boneyard match. And finally, Sting honors John Cena. Our final story today takes a look at a new interview from the icon Sting, as a wrestling legend has honored John Cena. Sting would be interviewed by Going Ringside, and Sting would pay tribute to Cena, and he even labeled him as one of the greatest of all time. Kudos to John, he's one of the greatest of all time. I love to see it, I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping it turns out to be phenomenal. I'm sure that it will. Sting is likely going to join an array of names past and present who will pay tribute to Cena's career this week, his final ever week as an active wrestler in WWE. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.